It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Mayor's Report. We're doing Mayor Dave Clews today in Pottsville in his office. And you know we do a Mayor's Report in Hazleton with Mayor Jeff Cassett. We do the Schuylkill Report. We do the Hazleton Area School District Report. We do the Visiting Luzerne Report, the Luzerne County Community College Report. So we're giving you as many reports as possible. David, how are you?
Doing well, Sam. We've been busy here in Pottsville. You know, we just got done the Yingling Red, White, and Blue event. Bigger than the year before. No incidents. Great day here in the city. Probably, I think, close to 20,000 people in for that one.
I got to tell you an interesting story. It's always a great thing when Yingley's involved. But I was just telling Brian Upplinger, school district, we're doing a school district report when my wife and I are at Boyer's supermarket, and the couple came up to me and said, "Mr. Lesante, I just want you to know I've lived here all my life. I never realized as many things that are going on, when we do these reports." And I've had the same thing with the fact that, in Pottsville, where else could they go and find out what you're going to talk about today and all the things that we have? Tourism is important, and I think a lot of people, some people realize what we have. Okay, in the different towns, when you're looking at Luzerne and Schuylkill counties, there's a lot of things happening in these counties. In Pottsville, what's the review? What are some of the highlights other than Yingling that we have here just in Pottsville, not including Minersville or, Tamaqua or the other areas?
Well, here in Pottsville, besides, of course, Yingling, which is, and I just can't believe that, businesses aren't more attracted to downtown. Of course, we're running out of space. We can use some buildings for it, but 70,000 people a year come to visit Yingling Brewery. What a captured audience if you had a business in town. We have a great recreation department here in town. We just redid some pickleball courts, which is extremely popular. I've driven by numerous times during the day and different days of the week, and there's always people playing. We have a great Little League fields, 2 of them to be honest, here in town. So plenty of things for youth to do that way. Our swimming pool is second to none here.
No question about it.
Many comments on people not seeing a pool that large. We just had a drum and bugle corps was in town for a national championship, actually passing through. But they come here because we have a field, several football fields they can practice on, and then they spend a day at the pool, and they actually bring their, because I said, where do we put a whole band that's in town, And they bring their sleeping bags, and they actually sleep in Mart's Hall around the top of the gymnasium while they're in town for their practice, and then they move on.
Did you hear them? Did you hear them play?
Oh, you can hear them all over town.
Oh, they're fantastic.
There's nothing more motivating than hearing a good drum and bugle corps.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we used to have one many years ago in Hazleton, Beaver Meadows, but drum and bugle, they get you going. It's like a polka, it's like a polka, I'm sorry, continue on.
Just all those things going on. Our street department is keeping busy. We got streets milled. We're waiting on some macadam to start paving. Our supplier locally has had some breakdown on some major machinery that actually mills their stone down to make the asphalt for us. So that's been a little delayed, but we'll get them all done before the end of summer. All our summer help is going back to school. We hire a lot of high school and college students in the summertime, both at the pool as lifeguards and concession stand and maintenance at the pool, and then along with working with our parks department, cutting a lot of grass, keeping up the Garfield Square, making it look attractive, and they're all going to be going back to school soon too. So been a busy summer all around town.
We talk about Jerry's Museum. Again, we've done so many shows on the Jerry's Museum. But when some people come in and they see what's there, okay, we've been there many times. It's just phenomenal what Jerry put together in that place. It's just a trip in itself, you know. We have friends of mine who are car enthusiasts who came in. They watched the show and they went down to see Jerry's museum. Guy said, Sammy, I was there for like 4 or 5 hours. He said, I was just like, everywhere I went, there was like, you know, and then you have a story about this, and then I have a story about that, and the memories and that stuff, you know. It's just, and that's all here in Pottsville, you know. Yeah.
Yes, it is. From the south end at Jerry's Classic Car Museum, all the way coming up through, with Arrow Event Space now over here, the new Mexican restaurant on the corner. A lot of things going on downtown. We're working on celebrating the Pottsville Maroons next year. It'll be
How's that coming along?
coming along very well. During the Red, White, and Blue, we had Ron Jaworski from the Eagles in town.
Good.
He's a big proponent of our Maroons project,
good,
trying
yeah.
to.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Did you meet him?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. He surprised me in that I gave him a key to the city early on in the day, and a little later in his presentation and talking to everybody, he called me back up and said, listen, I don't have anything as good as the key to the city of Pottsville, but he gave me a signed Eagles football from him, which
that
really
was very
kind of
nice.
took me back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
little-
what does the key get him other than going into 12-hour days and
Yeah,
getting
yeah, get
anything you want? Anything you want at 12-hour days. What does a key represent?
Well, what the key represents, and a lot of people have asked me that since I've given a few out, is why do they give the key to the city? And actually, it dates way back in time, back to the days of castles and moats. If you were a trusted other castle owner or city owner, and we had the relationship where I would say, Sam, you're a good friend. You're always welcome in my castle. I give you the key to my castle so you can unlock and come in. So it's an extreme honor to give somebody the key to the city.
Okay.
Means you've built that kind of trust, and they're always welcomed here.
Oh,
So
that's great.
it's nice to do.
Yeah. And the event went extremely well.
Very well,
Yeah.
very well. Was
You had a nice day.
nice day. The weather was fine. A little warm, but
Yeah.
beautiful sunshiny day.
Yeah.
Nothing like taking the stage and in your hometown and looking out at 15, 20,000 people and
Yeah.
welcoming welcoming the town and telling them to
And
enjoy the
who
day.
was in the audience saying, "Cut the hair, cut the hair"? I wonder who that was in the. Someone told me that they were yelling at you, and does anyone ever react? I mean, the people coming in, did everyone react to your hair?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. I said
We have a hippie mayor.
we have the train comes into Pottsville
Yeah.
once a month or with different events, and I've tried to welcome every train. So I'll get up on the train and say, before you all depart the train today, let me introduce myself. My name is Dave Clews. I am the mayor of the city of Pottsville. Welcome to my hometown. And inevitably, I can look down the train car, and they're looking around the back of my head, and I go, "Yeah, yes, it's real, and it's a clever disguise." And they all get a kick out of it. So it's it's my trademark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's interesting. Someone said to me, who said they watch us online. A person who lived in Pottsville. Oh, and I said, "Could I mention your name?" They said yes, and me. I just hit 50 years old, and I'm forgetting things. So I should have wrote that. But anyway, he says, Sam, I always thought that that the mayor, that was like a fake piece of hair, a ponytail. I said, no, it's real. He said, but are you really going to have that contest where you're cutting hair? I said, I'm working on it. I think we could raise a lot of money. I said, but I don't think he's for it, But it's funny. It's fun. And now, speaking of the trains, are they coming in? How often do they come in? Every day or
No, not every day. They coincide with when they have the farmers market and the crafters market. We've had them in for St. Patty's Day. They came into town during Red, White, and Blue, and I think they're due in again shortly.
Is there a schedule?
There is a schedule. There is a schedule.
Where would you get the schedule?
Becky would probably have the schedule. My administrative assistant.
But it would
there.
be. Is it on your website?
I'm not sure, since we've been redoing our website.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the other thing did a lot of work this year on our computer
I'm
department.
sure Explorer Schuylkill would have,
I'm
that.
sure they would too.
Yeah,
Yes.
because some people, if they want to know when the train's coming.
Right.
Now, do they take people from here too?
They actually pick up in Reading, come here, and then take them back down to the Reading station.
Okay, is that a
they-
one-way trip or two-way?
Two-way trip. Coming up and then going back, and they've done. I think they're going to again in the fall. They'll come up out of Reading and go from here, and they'll take another fall excursion, if you will, up towards usually Tamaqua in the fall, so you get to see all the foliage and a little different type
You've been
of
on the
trip.
train, right?
I've been on the train.
What
yeah.
what season did you go?
I went. It was in the spring. Growing up, I walked a lot of railroad tracks around here, and it is the most unique way to see your area. It's not something you can do every day. You can't walk railroad tracks like you used to when I was growing up. It's all private property and nobody wants the liability. But you see parts of your town or your community, your county, from a whole different perspective. You're not on the highway. It's just really a great way to look at things differently.
I had a friend of mine many years ago in Hazleton who was a conductor, okay, on the trains, right? And he would tell me stories that just this interesting stories. He loved I think he worked until he was like 75, 76. That's how much he loved his work. But going through the different towns in the fall season and the winter season, etc. And I said, is it safe? Like you worry about we think about cars, ice, snow, etc. You wonder, well, how does that affect the trains? I'm sure that.
Oh yeah, trains are pretty much when they're on the tracks, they're on the tracks.
Yeah.
I've done. They've done a Santa Claus train ride, so I've done it in the winter with my grandsons.
That's fun.
It is another unique, fun way to spend some time with family.
Yeah, I think if you're watching, my friends, you should look at that fall excursion. This is the Mayor's Report. We're here at Mayor Clews' office in Pottsville, beautiful office. We're talking about the events that happened in Schuylkill County, and we're glad that we have sponsors, as you see, who are sponsoring this show. We appreciate that very much. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Mayor's Report. We're here in Pottsville, Mayor Dave Clews, and you realize we also do Mayor Cassette, Mayor's Report in Hazleton. We do the Schuylkill Report, we do the Hazleton Area School District Report, we do Visiting Luzerne Report, Luzerne County Community College Report, and a couple more coming in, giving you as much information as happening in northeastern Pennsylvania. Remember, 24/7, all of our shows are there. Comcast 190, we're here in the greater Pottsville area. 7 to 11 p.m. every day. You read our schedule in the Republican Herald. It's in every day. Mayor, we have the swimming pool. Hate to say it, but it's coming to an end August the 16th. Isn't it August 16th?
August 16th,
and
yes.
It's I want to suck as many days this summer as you can. I hate when you say the pool's closing. Fall's coming. Which is great. Tell me what's happening there. Closing there. What else happening there at this
Well,
pool?
we're closing the pool on the 16th. A lot of our help is high school.
And that's
students.
why you're closing it.
Yeah, the vast majority of our help at our pool are high school students, college students. Come in for the summer and do a great job for us. We've had a super team this year out at the pool. When you're mixing a whole bunch of teenagers together, it can get a little dramatic, but we've had a great year out there with them, and
Then the pool goes to the dogs.
then the pool goes.
Yeah,
That's
it literally goes
exactly
right to the dogs.
Right to the dogs. We've ran a thing called Top Dog
This
for
is
a couple of
crazy.
years now, where you can enter your dog to be Pottsville's top dog. Usually get 30, 40 dog owners, and it's a voting thing.
Oh, is that
So,
right?
yeah,
What do they do?
$20 to register your dog, and then if you want to come in and you want to vote for, Aunt Judy's dog, you pay $1, and you know,
But what do they do? Is it a contest?
it's a contest.
Or what,
yeah,
is it,
and,
who swims across the pool fastest? Or who
well, the top dog is just, how cute is my dog kind of
Oh,
contest.
guess what? Everyone's dog is cute.
Well, of course, yeah. I don't want to. That's why I don't
even-
get into judging
don't
that.
even- don't even
That's
think
a
about it.
no-win situation.
Yeah, so they go in the water. I mean the pool.
Yep. On the day that they actually tally the votes and present the top dog, the pool is open to the dogs, and so they bring their dogs out. They swim. They chase frisbees.
All kind of dogs.
All kinds, big, little, small, all kinds of dogs.
And you've been there, right?
I've been there for the last 3-4 years. It's
my-
something I've always gone thinking, this has got to be chaos. All these dogs together. And I have never once seen any dog get aggressive towards another dog.
Wow.
Maybe a bark or two, but nothing that was dangerous or to people or the dogs.
And do they actually swim in?
Oh yeah. People put their swimsuits on. They're in the pool.
Oh, they're in the pool with the
Oh
dog.
yeah, with their dogs. Sure.
You got to be kidding.
Sure. Yeah. It's really fun to watch. Especially the dogs who are really water friendly. Because those people will bring the retrieving toys and stuff, and to watch a dog get a running start and maybe dive or jump 15 feet out to grab his little squeezy toy or frisbee, whatever they're throwing. It's fun to watch. It's just a good time.
Now, do me a favor, okay? I know you don't like to work. You have other people at 12 doing all your work, but you have a phone, and there's a video on that phone. Take some footage so I can
Okay.
show the viewers next month. And we can
Sure.
show the dogs, etc. Just take
Yeah.
some footage of
I'll do
on your
that.
phone.
I'll do
I think
that.
that's a lot. I have a dog, of course, the Bichon. He's 13 years old, and my son has dogs, and his wife loves them. So when you're a dog owner, you just have that special. Do you have a dog?
I did. I don't now, but I did. And
So
my
you-
girlfriend has one, so
What kind is she?
she is a German Shepherd.
Yeah. So they got big and small, right?
Yep,
Yeah. So
yep.
my little Bichon, who was 16, 17 pounds, could
Be in there too. And our pool has a ramp into it. So if you have an older big dog, they can they don't have to dive in. They can simply walk in just like they would at a beach or a lake.
Those dogs must
Yeah.
have a blast.
Oh, they do. They
yeah,
do.
I mean, it's just. I'd love to see that. Don't forget, take video.
I'll have to.
Or
do
I may
that
have to
for
fire
you.
you.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
So moving on, we have the farmers market, right?
Yep.
How long is that going on for?
That runs into usually October is when they'll run the last one. You try and get as much of the good weather out of it, and because it's a farmers market, as much as they can sustain their locally grown.
Is it open
Products.
every certain day every week, or?
We do it again. We usually combine it with when the train comes into town. It's usually a Saturday. They've done a few this year, and it's usually Saturday morning to late Saturday afternoons, about 4 or 5. They've done one evening event that was very well attended. Also, I think they have one more of the evening events scheduled this summer too. So it's been really well done.
They bring a lot of good product.
Young Jonathan Morrison has really put together. He's kept it organized. Brought in all kinds of crafters from wineries to photographers, wood carvers, and then all kinds of honey and different farmers produce. So.
Well, it's been very successful so far. We hope to continue that way. Now, you brought up something which is interesting about code and keeping up your property. You brought an interesting story up.
Yeah, one of the things that when people think about code is it usually has a negative connotation right from the beginning. But, code's a necessary evil. It's what tries to keep everybody's property up. And a lot of times what most people don't think of when code's knocking at the door and saying, you know, your grass is getting a little high, you know, this tree is starting to overhang this property, they look at it from just their yard. They forget that they have neighbors on both sides of them, and in the case of a lot of towns, and here in Pottsville, neighbors behind them too. So one is the neighbor now has to look at, you know, overgrown weeds and trees and so on. And then I have an instance right now where the neighbor's yard is slightly elevated. They have a very large tree, and the roots are coming down and growing out through the retaining wall. Well, at some point, it's going to push that wall out, and now the neighbor who has a nice backyard has the neighbor's yard in their backyard because they just didn't, simple maintenance. Trim the tree, cut the grass.
Yeah.
So people don't always realize it's not just about your backyard.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't think you called code on yourself to tell me your grass was too high.
Yeah.
Somebody in your neighborhood
Had to do it.
felt that,
Yeah.
this is a problem. And then when the grass gets high, that's where your raccoons will hide and all the little varmints that, roam around any town. And they're in there, and it's just not good for more than just that person. And our code guys are not out hunting and looking for overgrown grass and weeds.
Yeah.
They're usually, and I'm going to say 98% of the time, responding to a call from a neighbor, or somebody that's seen it and said, that's just not good, it's not appealing,
It's just a matter of pride sometimes too. You have pride in your town. How are we doing with the police department and the fire department in terms of protecting our citizens here?
Doing very well. Our police department, I'm going to be, I've sworn in 3 new officers, I think, since last time you were here. We have another one that probably be swearing in the next week. We're going to be, he'll be introduced to council this coming Monday night. We're getting our numbers back to where we need them to be in the police department. We've been short-handed there, but we've been doing some things with working hours for our police department, trying to, make it more friendly for them. In other words, right now they were working 8-hour shifts. And because of how we're staffed, that means about every 6 weeks they got to spend a weekend at home with their family. And if you're a young man who's, or woman who's just got a family going, to spend a weekend, every 5th weekend with your family, a little tough. So we were working on going to a 12-hour shift where now they'll have more frequent weekends off. Trying to make things a better work environment for our officers, to make it more appealing so that we can get more officers in. The fire department, we're darn fortunate here in the city of Pottsville. We have 7 great companies that just do a great job. Chief Mystician's always working hard at keeping them trained, keeping the equipment in order. They need help too. That's one of the things that all the volunteer fire departments, if people started to realize if we have to go to a paid department,
forget about it.
we don't want to think about it.
No, you're
the
talking.
cost of fire protection is just phenomenal. But
and kudos to those people, because I don't know if the average person really understands. They may, the thousands upon thousands of dollars that the city is saving because they have the volunteers that you have. I mean, you're talking humongous amount of money here.
Yeah, we would probably be down to maybe 2 companies. And not near the kind of numbers that we have with our volunteer departments.
Before I close, we were talking about the entrepreneur program. How's that coming along?
Yeah, Launch Pottsville 2 is out there. That's moving along, and that is designed for young entrepreneurs that are interested in bringing entertainment type industry to Pottsville. And the Schuylkill County Chamber of Commerce is doing what they call their Ignite program, which tomorrow night they'll be presenting, I believe, their winners. But and that's a county-wide, again, promoting young entrepreneurs, helping them get a business established, providing financial assistance and the things they can do. And of the four, two of them are looking to do businesses here in Pottsville.
Whoa, that's great.
One is a market in downtown, which we need a food source for people who live close to downtown Pottsville since Alvernia moved and Giant left. We need something to replace them. And the other is a boutique hotel that would actually be using one of the old banks here in town, which would be absolutely stunning.
So that's
more exciting things to add to the business environment here in Pottsville.
Good. See, my friends, you'll learn a lot when you're looking at the different reports. Now, remember, if you have any questions or any comments that you'd like me to ask to Mayor Clews or any one of the reports we have, please, it's sam@ssptv.com. Be more than happy to respond and present these questions to the various people. We'll see you next time.